Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Wayne O'Toole Show. This is episode 5. And on tonight's show, we're going to have Pam Murdoch. Pam and I are going to talk about a lot of things tonight, mental health, probably housing issues, just government issues in general, and how we could make Cape Breton a better place. And at 9 p.m. tonight, a show that I look forward to is the Ann Edwards show I watched last week. And I find her highly entertaining and very good as a mental health advocate. So that's 9 p.m. tonight. She airs again. So yeah, let's bring on Pam.
How are you tonight?
Oh, there we go. There's Pam. Hi, Pam.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Hot, darling.
I
wore my Momo. I'm going with the satin because it's cooler.
Yeah.
Got a fan blowing on me, and I just cracked a beer because of the heat wave, and I'm going to enjoy it while talking to you.
There you go. I've got my herbal tea here. I don't do much for drinking, but the herbal tea will do too.
Well, I don't very often myself. There's got to be an occasion. I call this an occasion.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. We should have a good chat tonight. I was looking forward to this one because there's so many people around that have, people don't realize there's so many people around that have some very good ideas and very good topics that they, should be sharing, you know what I mean? And this is the opportunity to do it, I think, anyway, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've never met. People don't know that either. We've never met. I've chatted online with you quite a few times through your page and through mine and stuff, but we've never met. This is our first time meeting. Well, not even meeting. It's digital, but we're still meeting, I guess.
That's the way it's got to be done right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But like-minded people, though, Wayne. Yes, we both have a concern for this heart-shaped island and its future.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Where we're gonna go from here? I think everybody's feeling that, though.
Oh,
where are we
for
going
sure.
from here?
Yeah, I mean, like this. I mean, something's got to change. We know that, right? It's just and there's so many people that have good ideas for change.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like there's so much red tape. It's just sometimes feels.
Well, change is inevitable.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether we can go along with it and ride it out, or a lot of fear lately.
Yeah, for sure.
In 2020. Before we go any further, congrats to all our grads of 2020. They're having a weird one.
Oh, you're better than I am. I'm horrible at memory for that kind of stuff. I'm so bad.
Now they're having a strange graduation, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. Right. For sure. I mean, like people, I remember going to grad parties and you know what I mean? Like it's kind of sad in some ways, but I mean, we're doing pretty well in Nova Scotia compared to other places in the world. So.
Well, I think people are being creative and imaginative, and we're just finding different ways of going about it, kind of forced into that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I think the being forced into it, though, is opening eyes to a lot of the things that need to be changed. I mean, you see them more because we slowed down, right? We haven't slowed down in 50 years, right? We've been speeding up, right? Yeah, slowing down is a good thing.
I've been feeling the same way, Wayne, is that I think the world needed a break.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people working there, what's off to pay the bills and not a lot of time for family. And all of a sudden we did. Families got, I hope they became closer during this COVID thing, and our pets are loving it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I hear fish are flowing and swimming where they haven't in a lot of years because of pollution being shut down and airlines and that pollution.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are good things. There's everything happens for a reason. I do believe that. And
I agree with you. We were talking earlier about vibrational energy, and a lot of people don't understand what vibrational energy is. It's not a fancy.
No, it's not. It's not. It's scientific.
It's physics. Yeah, it's physics, right? It's basic physics. Well, not basic. It's newer physics, but
it's science. Energy is science. It is, and everything has energy. We all know.
Exactly.
We're taught that in school. Everything is energy, right? There's slower vibrations and there's faster ones. And my past included working with the elderly, counseling, crisis counseling, and that was my last career. I wasn't one of those students when the universities and college all came into high school and they said, pick something you want to do until you die and retire. No.
Yeah, right.
So I've tried a lot of different things, but they've all been generally in the health field and mental health field.
Yeah, right.
And so you learn to study people's emotions because we're all led by them.
Oh, for sure.
It has everything to do with the crisis that they're in, or why they're feeling the way they do. And right now we're all having a bit of a mental health issue because change is scary.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. So we're not free from it in any means. We have to learn how to change comfortably and not panic. Fear is our worst enemy. It really is.
Oh, for sure.
It's not going to change anything. It's just going to cause a lot of chaos.
Oh, there's a lot of that around already. We don't need any more chaos, right?
No,
Yeah,
we
for
certainly
sure.
don't, do we? And I've always, because of working with abused women and children, I saw the abused children. That's the worst part of doing that.
Yeah.
Because they are our future. Whitney had it right. They are our future.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're going to be our presidents and premiers someday, and prime ministers and whatnot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
So we've got to really start paying attention to what they're witnessing, what they're learning, what they're seeing. With internet being at our fingertips, they're seeing everything we are. Some of them are carrying phones way too young, in my opinion.
Mm.
But they hear about things at school and whatnot, and and through their friends. And God love them. What do you teach your children about what's going on in the world right now? Like, what do you say to them?
I was very open with my my oldest son. I don't know my youngest son very well. I've had some complications that way, but my oldest son is going to be 22 in October. I've never lied to him ever.
No.
It's like this is what it is. You know what I mean? And he understands. He knows, that the world's going to change, and he has his own ideologies and different than mine, and that's all great, right? At least he's a thinker. So yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And he just graduated too. He just finished from NSCC. He got his he's going to be upgrading to university prep high school.
Right on.
Yeah,
right on. Good for him.
He's looking into universities now, so I'm really proud of him for sure.
Right on. Good for him. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, as we know, through our lives, it's not only going to school that educates us.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that's my point is with the children, just be careful. I mean, do you remember that saying, little pitchers have big ears?
Oh, yeah.
That's
for sure.
So very true. They are seeing, they're observing, they're listening. And if you watch them at play from a distance, they're imitating us.
Yeah, for sure. I just see their ripple effects saying there that they feel like they felt lost at times as to what to say to their preteen. Nobody planned, nobody really planned for anything like COVID, right?
No.
Like I lost touch with my oldest son for 2 months, which is a long time when you see somebody like every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And COVID's not discriminating between the rich or the poor, or
no, that's right.
Or any culture really.
No, that's right.
I hear things about other cultures being affected worse. I hope that's not the case. There's enough about racism going on right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's another topic we are forced to discuss with our children.
Yeah, we see the comment there from Margie McNeil. So their 7-year-old grandson said to me at one point, "Nanny, am I ever going to see you again?" Broke her heart.
Oh, God love her. Yes. Right? Now I know I have an 11-year-old grandson in Alberta.
Yeah.
And FaceTime is the only way of communicating right now.
Yeah.
That.
Oh, for sure. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been hard on everybody in different ways. Not all homes are happy to live in.
No, that's right.
And if fear exists in the home, it makes it that much harder.
Yeah, for sure.
And we really have to be careful on what we're teaching them about, because it is their future. We got to take better care of what we have. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's talking about the show coming up with Ann Edwards, talking about mental health. COVID was horrible on people's mental health. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody didn't suffer in some way. Like, even though I did really well because I get into mindfulness and meditation and Tai Chi.
I enjoy meditation too.
Yeah, right. Yes. And that kind of got me through. Like, I did miss my son, but I understood the benefit. Like, when I got to see him, I knew it was going to be a big thing. You know what I mean? It was going to be exciting. So I was okay with it. But if I had did what the government told me to do and stayed the blazes home, I would have went out of my mind.
Yes.
Right. I was out looking at the deer and the fox.
Oh, out in nature. And me too.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think there was a fear on the beach or out in the fresh air.
No, that's right. As long as you're not around people, that's what I figured, right? So I mean, I go for drives and get pictures of deer or rabbit or whatever we could find. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because I mean, as we know, even from our pets, and they're going through this too.
Oh yeah.
This is it's a forced change, and if you don't like it and you fight it, I don't think you're going to get very far.
No, that's right.
That's right. And we better start looking at some better ways of doing things, because it's really dismantling a lot of old belief systems.
Yeah, exactly.
They're even looking at a 4-day work week now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's working in other places. Like I know a lot of people are against this stuff, but then if you look at the data points from places that run this way, it works really well. So it doesn't work for everything. I mean, it's the same as the job that I used to have was 24 hours a day, so you didn't get to. Although we did do 4 days.
12-hour shifts for years, yes. Now.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's the difference between living to work and working to live.
Yeah. As you look at all the mental health, you look at this one, nameless text from a viewer. I feel so overwhelmed with the COVID. I am not a public person. I have no friends and really miss seeing people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like this is
see the loneliness of it.
Yeah, that's right. And people are lonely enough as it is, because technology is great. I love technology. Technology is great, brings people together, but it doesn't replace the connection of, sitting down and talking to somebody. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if you're alone during this, God love you.
Oh, yeah.
Reach out online the way everybody else is doing, even if it's just watching some comedy or some music or something that makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
There's all different ways. Go put your feet in the grass. It's summertime, and get grounded a bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know I don't know people. Oh, there's the motorcycles. Lots of motorcycles by my house. I got the windows wide because it's
a Harley. I love the Harley.
Yeah, there's a couple of loud bikes up here. I don't know what they are, but I was going to say though. I know I've been talking sort of briefly, and I sort of threw Gordon in the pile, Gordon McDonald, and some other people, but we're trying to. I really want to set up a society in a not-for-profit way. I think you'd be great on it, Gordon. I want at least, Elizabeth Marshall for sure. I want Elizabeth because she has knowledge beyond.
Yes. That woman has wisdom, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and let's why not just see what we can do? You know what I mean? Like as a group that's a cooperative, for every Cape Bretoner. You know what I mean? Like so we can do some container terminal farms, 4 season, even 3 season if we can get 3 season and stuff, right?
Well, promoting coexistence first of all, right?
Yeah.
If you were born, you got every right to be here, no matter the color of your skin.
Yeah, that's right.
And if we have to, I do not want to get political. You know my opinion on
Yeah, no, we don't got to get political. That's okay.
But we do have to hold our governments responsible for what they're there for.
Yeah.
And if you're not protecting the people and you're more about the profit and where that money's going to go. Yeah, that's right. I don't got a lot of respect for you.
No, that's right. And there's going to be a lot of changes, I think, in October locally.
Yeah.
There should be a lot of changes locally in our municipal government, but my opinion, right? I mean, sometimes
the old belief systems have to go. The old school, as they say, yes, the club or whatever. Yeah. There's if we're forced to change, shouldn't they?
Well, that's it, right? I mean, like I always say to people, I was very lucky during COVID because I didn't lose any income. So I didn't we're not high income at any means, you know what I mean? We're basic middle class. But I didn't lose any. But I've seen people, I know people, my brother lost, I think their family lost $4,500 a month. Well, they think again, $4,500 a month, right? So then you try to think of somebody who say was making $60,000 a year and had to go on CERB at $2,000 a month. Yeah. And then doesn't know their future. I mean, that's hard, right?
Yes, and in a time where not a lot of us are capable of working, that's creating a huge debt. You know that is.
Right.
And then, so being asked to pay that back or being treated like we've been cheating them in some way is just not forgiving. It's not acceptable, really.
No, yeah, that's right. That's what the text just
We're
below there
on the
says.
same boat here, and some people can
Yeah.
work, some people can't.
Yeah, that's right. But that's again, we got another one there. It says a person's lived in Cape Breton all their life and the government owes us money. There's proof of this. Of course
Yes.
there is. We've
Yes.
got Nova Scotia Equalization Fairness. They have like oodles of proof of this, right? So
40 years almost.
yeah, right. That's what that's what I mean, right? Like,
Yeah, and in that aspect, Wayne, while we're talking for Cape Breton, I don't think it's a secret that and I'm not, I take pride in it, actually. We are different from the mainland.
we are.
Yes. We as a people have always kind of had that help each other out, give the shirt off your back. It still exists here. I saw it. Even after being away for 25 years, I still feel that about Cape Breton, the general heart of people. And so, and we all love this heart-shaped island, no matter if you went away or not.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I went away myself. So you lived in Alberta. Which part of Alberta did you live in?
Grand Prairie, northern Alberta.
Oh, you were up north, yeah.
8-month winter sometime.
Yeah. I was going to say, it can get cold, right? We think Cape Breton's cold, but not even close. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we did get the northern lights there, so.
Oh, yeah. My brother's in Banff. Well, he's outside of Banff. He lives just outside of Banff.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the little town, but
it's where the money is, and it's attractive of us. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful there, right? It's beautiful. They snow a lot, but their temperatures aren't too bad. But
completely different landscape from here, but yes, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
For sure.
Yeah. You no matter how long you're away, you will miss the ocean. You will.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Now, but getting back to helping Cape Breton, I know you and I and Lloyd Allen McPherson. And,
you know Lloyd too. Yeah, we got Lloyd in there.
Yes, sure. and there's a growing group of a lot of youths too who see some greener industry coming. And what do you think about hemp as an industry for Cape?
I think hemp is essential as an industry. I've studied hemp for 10 years. I know the things that hemp can do, some of the things. I don't even know all yet.
Why don't you mention some things that a hemp can do, really?
It's a medicine. It is a medicine.
Yes.
It's anti-inflammatory.
Well, hemp is of the cannabis family, but it used to feed our livestock.
I mean, you can make the paper, the old paper, all before, I don't know what the date was, used to be all made from hemp. It was hemp paper, and it lasts forever.
Yeah,
the paper
it used to be farmed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it used to be farmed by everybody. It used to be required in the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many. It's good for inflammation. It's good for cooking. It's good for, if you're talking about THC, that's a whole other ballgame. I don't want to get into too much.
Well, yes, and
I don't know if there's kids here or not, but yeah, that's a whole other. I mean,
honestly, isn't it funny that the exact plant that you made illegal on the planet is actually helping fight cancer, and that became prevalent since it was made illegal?
Yeah. Well, for me, it's I have severe diabetic neuropathic pain. Or neuropathic. Okay. And the sativas are the only thing that help.
Oh yes,
only thing that help.
Yeah. So many health conditions. So many.
Oh yeah. But I mean, even hemp itself, rope. Rope. That now they have hempcrete. You know what I mean? They can make you can fuel. Yeah, they have hempcrete now.
I got a pair of jeans made out of hemp, guaranteed to last 100 years.
Yeah, and now they have shoes. They're doing shoes now. Yeah, I mean, you can make anything that.
There's 21 different plastic products that can replace with hemp.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We can also create fuel out of it, and it grows every 3 to 6 months. So why isn't Cape Breton, with how well everything grows here?
Exactly. And the other thing was, I know they were talking about it from.
And we have a shipping port.
yeah, right. But I was going to say, but the hemp, it also draws toxins out of the air when it grows. Yes. And it's a big oxygen producer and a carbon dioxide store, even though it's a cycle because you're planting and picking and planting and picking. But I mean, there's nothing bad about the plant as long as we don't go out and bulldoze forests to produce it, because that would be ridiculous. Because we need our forests, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, destroying land for profit is not the way to go.
No, that's right.
And I think we've proven that over time and time again.
Yeah, exactly.
and it can actually, the plants that they said that would be good in, my gosh, I've been watching lots of documentaries of places that had chemical plants show up, employ everybody, and then it ended up giving them all healthcare issues. They shut down and they let it just dry up.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like we've seen it. Like that's the thing about COVID too. I don't see as much resistance anymore to climate change. Like
No.
there's parts of there are. I mean, I understand people's other side, the other side of things, where the climate does change naturally. That's true. That is a true statement for sure.
Yeah.
But also, though, human interference is accelerating the rate of climate change too fast. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. People that's I guess the science people miss sometimes and try to, try to extort a bit, right? It's like, yes, the climate does change naturally, and yes, volcanoes produce ash and they and cause carbon in the environment and stuff. But we have how many humans now? 7+ billion.
Yes, and we're growing.
That's right, exactly. Oh, what's this one? How do you feel about, or do you think we're ready to open the borders for Cape Breton?
No, honey. Watching and observing from this end, we had, I believe, the first death from COVID in the province. The woman was elderly and I believe had respiratory illness as well, and that those are at risk. And then we heard one other man in our region, I believe, because Antigonish was included in our region, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And then after that, I haven't heard any more horror stories about our region through the whole COVID-19 of any more deaths. They've been mostly in Northwood.
Yeah, there have been. Yeah, there have been for sure. Yeah, there's most of the deaths are seniors for sure. Doesn't mean that they're not the only people at risk, but
so I think we're faring pretty well.
Yeah, we are. Now, I don't think we should be open in the. Oh, we had to ask there now. Do you think we can band together and shut the causeway down? I don't think the government will let us.
No, the majority, like I just said, of the deaths were in that one home. I feel for those families not being around their elderly when they died, and their family members. Pardon me. That's horrible in itself, right there. I think we have to look at the majority of Nova Scotia. If you did get it and you got through it, then your immune system is strong. I think the Atlantic province is opening up to each other. They announced that now. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have low numbers now, do we not?
Yeah, we do. I think in Nova Scotia now, I don't think we've had an active case in. I know there was a mix up there, but I don't think we've had an active case in quite a while. Week or two, maybe. Yeah. So somebody said, what do you think will change our island? You personally.
What do I think will change our island?
Yeah. I know that's a complex one, right? That's like a multi-answer one.
There's lots of things we can do.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's going to rely on money from our government, it's not going to happen.
No, that's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's the truth. The only thing, I think that we might have to look at private investors.
That's true. True enough.
We have an unused shipping port. Our railway was sold to a company in Wyoming, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to do about that. That's sad because my family has past railway workers. But a green industry, it doesn't seem why there should be such a problem with that in something that grows, regenerates every 3 to 6 months, like we were just discussing.
Well, the U.S. opened up to it. U.S. opened up to hemp again. They're going to start marketing hemp like it's great. Like there's no tomorrow. So why would we not be on the first wave? Why not? Not just hemp, but like we talk about container gardens and factory farming and stuff. We have I read the poverty rates by area. It's horrid. But I mean, some of the areas are in like 78% child poverty. Like that's crazy.
Yes.
Why can't we grow food and give everybody a share? Like anybody who can afford it, give us $10 a month. Like if we can get 100,000 people to give us $10 a month, that's $10 million a year.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And then take that 10 million and go to the government then and say, look, I'm putting 10 million in. What are you going to give me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. And then, and then you're not discriminating because my beliefs tell me when it comes to government, their biggest problem, and has been over through the years through religion and royalty and everything else, is putting human beings into ranks, low,
Yeah.
middle, upper class.
Yeah, that's right.
I spoke to you about this before. When you put people into lower class, right now I can say I'm at the lower income. Does that mean I'm not important?
Of course you're important.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I know it's rhetorical, right? It's rhetorical.
Yes, but I mean that's way it makes a certain group of people feel. It's like with the blacks, what they're going through right now.
Yeah, that's right.
They feel of a lower class of human being.
Yeah, it's being pushed on them, right? I mean, it's like not just now; it's been over.
And who's doing it? And who is putting them in that category to make them feel then? Who's doing
exactly. And here it's in Canada, it's our Indigenous people, right? I mean, I see the stuff online people say about their Indigenous cultures are beautiful.
Absolutely.
People go online and stereotype Indigenous people it's horrible.
I really admire the Aboriginal spirituality because of taking care of what is provided for us.
Yeah.
Taking care of the land, even the animals. There's no waste. There's a reason for everything. When they kill an animal, it's to feed the family, it's to make clothing, or it's to
exactly.
You know what I mean? There's no discard if you have to do that.
No, it's they were the creators, really. I know it's a newer movement.
Survivors.
But they call it donut economics. They're the creators of donut economics. Nothing got wasted. Everything got recycled. Everything got reused or put back into the earth. You know what I mean? It's like now it's raining plastic. I was watching. Lloyd sent me that article today. It's raining plastic somewhere.
Yes.
Mother Earth is done. She needs a little bit of.
And we haven't put the money into venturing into finding another planet that we can coexist on yet. It's all right? War and killing each other here. So
exactly.
We better take care of what we got.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff makes sense anyway, because I talk about green energy. Like I have solar on the house and I promote it all the time because the cost of the solar on my house is going to cost me half of what it would cost if I paid Nova Scotia Power over the next 25 years.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to save roughly $22,000. That's without any rate increases, because we know there's going to be rate increases. So it made sense to put the solar on the house, right? Because I don't pay a power bill now. And anyway, so because it's cheaper. And then, but in Cape Breton, I noticed, I know when I talked to Wade too, he said there's a bit of a resistance here because I don't think people understand, like they still think solar is I don't know, it's expensive. It doesn't work right. We're in a bad environment. You know what I mean? But it's a good system to have, right?
Well, isn't it just using the sun, air, and water provided, like really getting back to basics? Because there's a whole off-grid community now trying to prove that they don't need to pay the man for their needs.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's one thing. Let's with Andre Desjardins' basic annual income. What do you think about a GBI or I don't know? There's so many different terms for it, but it's a basic annual income. You think it's a good idea?
If you're going to make the people dependent on money,
right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a perfect statement, because if you're going to create a money environment, you have to make sure that everybody has enough money to not be impoverished.
What they have created is a two-income society. There's not a lot of people living on their own and paying their own bills. The majority is a two-income home.
Yeah.
And this is why, cost of living, Wayne, the pensions and the incomes and the wages are not matching the cost of living. No,
that's right. That's right.
So how is anybody supposed to get ahead with it that way?
Well, that's it, and that's a problem. And the wealth gap is growing, and it's growing, and it's growing, and it's growing. Yeah. And eventually
this is why our food banks are outnumbered with people looking for assistance. And
that's right.
On this island, anyway, I'll give you an example. My father, without mentioning names, was a manager of a plant. He managed the plant that was It was an environmental waste treatment center for PCBs. Very important to get
Oh,
rid of that
wow. Oh,
poisonous
no.
stuff.
Wow. No, he
Okay?
did not. Wow.
Excellent job, excellent
Yeah.
wages, excellent salary. He didn't waste it on anything other than bringing up his own family. We lived very well in Alberta because of the
Yeah.
wages
Yeah.
there,
Exactly.
right? Now, he thought he was well prepared for retirement and even invested in a few stocks and whatnot. But what he said was, and they're not poor, don't get me wrong, but they're not rich either.
Well, that's it, right? Like, we're
Um,
not, that's us. We're not rich.
they
We're
retired home
not.
in Cape Breton, and they never foresaw or foreseen the cost of living being
No.
as high as it is.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, someone who's worked all their lives and then it deserves a good retirement because of it. And there you go. The cost of living, if it exceeds our wages, there's no getting ahead. They're going to keep us all in debt.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I think that's the thing about the income gap too, is people don't realize is you may not be on the bottom right now. You might be doing okay, right? You might be one of those high middle class, but as that gap widens, you're going to fall in with the rest of the people, and you're going to be on the bottom, and you're going to be poor. That's the way the system is created to operate the way it is now. So it needs to change, and the people need to take it back.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. We do. We have to stand up for human rights. I think George Floyd proved that. And they say one man can't change the world. Well, there you go. How fast did that news spread?
Yeah, that's right. It was the image. It was well, it was an image, a video, but it was the image that it put in your brain.
It was our hearts and souls.
Yeah, that's right.
Souls connected right there. There was unity with hearts and souls all around the planet. Anybody who watched that.
Oh, for sure.
So that tells us that is stronger than anybody else telling us how we should do it.
Yeah, I agree. Right. I mean, and why should they? Like, I think if we can create a decent society and get things, it's going to take a while. I mean, a little bit to get rolling, but
I mean, we're starting to dismantle the ones that need to be.
Well, that's it, right? And like I said, I'm slowly getting there. I'm not, I'm still not well myself, so all I can do is volunteer a little bit of time here and there. But
yeah,
you know what I mean. But that's fine enough. I'm allowed to volunteer. I can give a couple hours here and there when my health is better, and you know what I mean. And I can.
I'm in the same situation.
Yeah, right.
I have a respiratory illness because of too many years of smoking. So that I'm at risk when I go out there. I know that I wear a mask. But I mean, I'm not going to be in fear of it.
No, that's right. You have to live too. We have to stay alive. We have to be alive. We can't mental health wise. We would be crushed if we lock down forever. Even if we have to do this kind of stuff and get out and talk to people and start some societies over Zoom. What's the thing called Zoom? Zoom. I'm so old. It's so old technology. Yeah. Zoom is another one, right? We can all get together and have a meeting on Zoom and start discussing that kind of stuff because
absolutely
everything. I think it's like everything is in a circle because you have it's getting into economics, but. It
is
mental health and health.
But I think that people are starting to realize we do have free will. I mean, we have free will to choose how our lives are going to go and choices in every matter,
Yeah, that's right.
And it's something we lost touch with because we were kept so busy, go to pay the bills, that this COVID is going to make some good changes. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think it's going to be tough for some people. And I think it's going to, it's for them. I have, the deepest condolences because I hate to see anybody, in
suffer.
Yeah, not in any means and stuff, but just keep looking at the other side because if you keep
watching, you're human, you don't want to see anybody else suffer. If you're human.
No, exactly right.
Now, exactly. If you're paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. So when are we going to start growing some hemp? I got a big backyard. No, it's just easy.
Well, you know what? And that's what I've been doing. The old man and I built a greenhouse for my mom and dad because. They just moved to adult living, those duplexes are popular. Yeah. So, and mom and dad have always had a garden. I grew up weeding and getting rid of rocks and stuff, but mom didn't have to blow a lot of money on groceries because of it.
Yeah, well, that's like my grandfather did the same thing. He had lost his leg in the pit. This was way back, and compensation didn't want to pay him, so they put his leg back on. But he kept it. I don't know how he kept it because it's they don't do that now. They don't put but anyway, it wasn't in great shape, and he ended up being off work, and he had to farm. He had no choice. He slaughtered bulls. He raised gardens. They
Yep.
had no choice, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's right. And I'm doing it now. My sisters as well. We all try and grow a little bit of our own just to, I mean, it's just, if anything else, to be self sufficient, because look at the panic that happened when COVID did. What were the main concerns? Healthcare and food.
Right, exactly. Well, toilet paper first. I
Toilet
don't get that
paper
one
first,
right. I
yes.
don't know. I don't know why, but
Yeah, toilet paper first, exactly.
yeah.
But I mean, that was the sheer panic of, oh my gosh, if the stores run out.
Well, that
Um,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
and I've
exactly.
said with my other podcast guests, I think pretty much not maybe not everyone, but pretty much everyone is. People don't realize on Cape Breton Island that if the supply chain is ever abruptly stopped, we have 4 to 7 days worth of food.
Yeah,
That's for everybody on the island, which means
exactly.
after about day 2, people are going to panic and it's going to be like chaos everywhere because people
Exactly.
are going to realize,
Exactly.
we've only got 4 to 7 days, and after that,
That's
I've got to
right.
feed my kids and I got to figure out how, right? So,
Hence the reason why we should be really looking at being more self sufficient, like PEI.
yeah, for sure.
You
Hyper
know,
localized, right? I mean, we can do all this. I mean, people used to, my grandfather
sure we
raised,
can. Sure we can.
yeah. And we've got the resources, we've got the
Yeah.
talent.
Yes.
We
Yes.
just have to take the action, and I'm hoping a lot of people will join. That's the thing, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
we can start the ball rolling, but I mean, people have
Yeah.
to, build it, and they will come. I hope.
It's
Hope is
going to
the
be
thing.
up. It's going to be up to the people that live here because we're not getting help where we are asking from.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to have to be a consensus and a unity that, okay, well, if you're not going to help, then we're going to have to do it ourselves.
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't think even if they helped, I think we should still do it ourselves. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? If they're going to give us some funding to do it, let's do it. It's like
Yes.
instead of giving funding to the same people over and over again who
Yeah.
haven't really impacted us in majorly positive ways, why don't we just do it ourselves?
Providing our own basic needs.
Yeah. And you think of the jobs, people don't think of those things either, right? If you start container
It's work.
terminals, somebody's got to run them, somebody's got to
That's right.
take them to wherever they're going. If they're going to farmers
Yes.
markets or whatever, there's going to be jobs involved. People can do it on their own and sell the produce themselves.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. And there'd be benefits to it because you're not going to be overly charged to where there's only a certain group that can afford it or,
Yeah, that's right. It's,
Yeah, it just makes common sense. It really does. I hope we can really get something like that going. And
I'm going to push for it as best I can. I got a lot of help. That's
we've
a
got
good
a
thing.
few counselors in CBRM that are thinking along those lines.
Oh yeah, I tested every once in a while. I tested a couple the other night about the buildings that they were being demolished, but they did
Down
respond.
the end of Falmouth. Yes,
Yeah,
I saw
there's
that.
more than one, I think, but
Two of them torn down now.
Yeah, they were fair. They were fair in their assessment, though. They said because for an organization like ours that would just be getting off the ground, you'd need too much initial investment. But they did advise.
What's that for? Is that an apartment building for students or something going there? What's going there?
Oh, I don't know. No, I mean, if we took the building, if somebody was able to take the building over, they said there's a lot of work to it, right? Like it costs us more money to do something with that. But they did say, though, when the tax sales are coming up, there's sometimes there are industrial complexes that come up for sale.
Yeah.
Right. So if we can manage enough money there, we can turn one of those into a food producing monster, right? If it's a big,
Why not?
It's a big space, you know what I mean? And then get a bunch of volunteers and sell shares to people if they're willing to buy shares and get some government funding and go from there, right?
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think the island's ready. I think so. I think, I think people are going to watch it.
Look how well things grow here. I mean, I see a lot of pretty lawns out there with flowers, but we can't eat them.
No, that's right.
I do believe that we can definitely do something. And that's for the people. It's being self-sufficient. It's being smart about where the money's going. It's not going into a CFL football team or a couple of Class A golf courses.
That's right. I mean, it's got to be something that's going to generate back to the community for the people. That's it. There's no other. We don't have any other choices now to,
and
what
that's
I mean?
Not selfish. We're really looking at our children's future again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Again, I'm so sick of everybody having to leave when they graduated. I did, and that was 86.
Yeah, I graduated in 1990. I was supposed to graduate in 89, but I just had one of those.
You're younger. You're younger than me.
Yeah, not by much, though. You graduated in 86.
You're a pop. But yes, no, we do. We really have to consider their future because we're going to be long gone and they're still going to be here.
Oh, and they're going to get involved too. There's no doubt in my mind. There's a few people that I'd like to have on the board. There's like I'm not going to mention too much yet because I don't want to. I threw a few people under the bus a little bit. I threw poor Gordon McDonald under. I haven't explained anything to him yet, but
Yes. Yeah.
I had to get it out there. And then I was getting this new system set up because that old laptop I had was it was ready to die. It was no good since I got it. So I got this.
I don't know how long this one's going to last either.
You get some good refurbs. The refurbished ones, and they're not expensive. You can get them from like as low as like $129, and they're decent little machines. Like I went a little higher up, but I think it was still only $339. I think for the and I mean it's got everything I need in it, right? You know what I mean?
That's not bad.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. I had to get a monitor because I never had a monitor, but I need.
Compared to with how much they used to cost.
Yeah,
Everything
for sure.
comes out expensive though and gets cheaper as it goes, right?
Well, and then you buy refurbished too, and then it's you're reusing, right? It's like these guys wipe this off. They wipe them off. They're decent machines. They were used in corporations, right? So they're not like the bottom end. They're made to last, and so they seem like really for the price differences. And I mean, why not reuse? They're
and
there.
You're recycling. There you go.
That's it, right? You know what I mean? Instead of buying a new one, and like this thing will play games. Like I don't know, my son's got a bunch of games. He sent me the links for. I think he's going to get me hooked on gaming. So I don't know though.
Yes,
it's been a long time. I used to play Atari and Nintendo and stuff years ago.
Oh gosh, yes, I remember those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I used to like Super Mario.
Oh yeah.
My son had
that series has gone on. I think it's still going on now. There's so many different ones.
No, yeah. It's being creative, though. It really is. And creativity and imagination, Wayne, is what's going to help change things for the better. It's not going to be money. I know Trudeau thinks money's going to fix it, but it's not.
No, not on its own.
Pandemic. No. Yeah. It's nice to have. But sure. No, that's not going to be our solution to changing things for the better.
No.
So... I mean, what do we do now? And are we going to sit back and wait to see what they tell us to do next? Because that's not really helping much.
Well, that's the other thing, right? That's why, when I started doing these, I kind of took the opportunity to start talking about this stuff, because this is the time to make the change. This is the time that everybody's making the change. This is the time that like people are just looking at the world and saying things. This
a lot of people looking at job changes. My job
right
for a chiropractor in Alberta. She can't go back. Not yet.
No, not yet. Right.
It just depends on what you did for a living, really.
Yeah, that's true enough, right? Yeah, exactly. I know
so do you sit around and wait, or are you going to make the change yourself?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and no fear. No fear. Really, I mean that's got to go away. Keeping the people in fear has never worked for the planet before.
Yeah, and then when you live in fear, people don't realize. I know. Again, we'll go back to the vibrational stuff, but I learned this before. When you live in a fear vibration or environment or whatever, your mental health will suffer. You'll just not feel good, because you'll not feel good about getting out of bed in the morning because you're afraid. You're afraid of things, right? It's like I'm afraid to go to the grocery store. I have PTSD, right? So I can suffer.
Same here from crisis.
Right?
Same
here. Exactly. But
it's manageable, though. Manageable.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, and that's a good part of this is to stop the fear. We have to stop the fear. Yeah. They can try to scare you all you want, but we can create like so many jobs and a better island without the government to start. Now, I'm not saying, again, like you said, if they want to offer money, hey, if we get this going and we can prove a good model and get enough people that have experience and show them something, and they say, hey, here's $100 million, well, yeah, I'm going to turn it down. We're going to take it, right? But you're right. Like it's going to depend on us first, because the government's going to want to see that Cape Bretoners have put into this pool.
We have given.
We have given, and it's been taken for years, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, it was coal and steel that built this island.
Yeah, that's right.
We realize now those were unhealthy industries and caused a lot of health problems.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's time to make a change in that area too.
Oh, for sure. Oh, we're not going to get coal back, I don't think. When Cameron left, I think that was the end of coal.
Yeah.
The market's just not sustaining coal right now, so I don't think it's I don't think investment-wise it's gonna last much longer.
Yeah.
I think oil's got a little bit left to go. I think it's
Well, as long as that's the only thing we can run our vehicles on, they're not going to go out of business.
That's right. You know what I mean? That's right. Exactly.
But all the petroleum products I could do without.
Well, that's yeah, exactly. Because plastics are one of the biggest problems. Like we have so many plastics in every. I
Yeah.
mean, dollar
Horrible
store.
pictures of what's in our oceans. Horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, raining. It's actually or snowing
Yeah.
plastics and raining plastics now. It's like
It's
you
in our
know.
systems. It's in our bodies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's it. We're eating it too because it's in our plants. It's in our soil, so it's getting in our plants
Yeah.
and it's going through our. And they wonder why are we all so sick,
Yeah.
right? Is like more so than we would have been in the '80s. Like
Yes. Yes.
the people in the '80s weren't quite as maybe
Yeah.
sick with different things, but not. I mean, everything came
Yeah.
quite after
Yeah.
such.
Yeah. And if you find out that's what the so-called leaders of this planet are putting our money into is things that are going to destroy it, you quickly lose respect.
Yeah, right.
And I think we're all taught as children that don't respect those that don't respect you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And really,
exactly.
if the profit is more important than human lives, then you're not going to get a lot of respect from the people.
No, that's right. That's right. I think people like I say this a lot too when I'm talking to people outside stuff, but or online or whatever. It's that people just want tolerable. That's all they want.
We want to live without a struggle.
Well, that's what I mean. We just want that's tolerable though. We just want to have enough to get by. If we change the financial system, that's cool, whatever. As long as or if we don't, then the GBI, so everybody's above the poverty line. We
want to hear our children are happy.
Right, and that we're taxing corporations the way they're supposed to be taxed, and we're not letting them hide it in big stash piles down in the Bahamas, or you know what I mean? Like we're all here. Everybody's all paying taxes, and these guys, like Bill Gates, pays taxes of. I think he only pays tax on a salary of 200,000 or something. He pays less than some of his employees. You know what I mean? I know he gives back and everything, but that's still.
What did I read the other day? Zuckerberg for Facebook, and there's another name you mentioned to me too. 30 billion some profit since COVID.
Oh, that was
okay. That man alone could pay for a vaccine.
Oh yeah, right. That's Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos. I don't know what he was at, but early on in COVID, I think it was April, maybe early May. Amazon has shown a 30 billion increase in profits because people are buying all this. They're just buying stuff from Amazon because they couldn't get it anywhere else, right? And but you're thinking like
you're not allowed to go out. The rule was stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to order online for what you can, if you can.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
A lot of people are having the groceries delivered during this too, stuff like that. So thank God for internet.
Oh, I could say that too. Like, I'm not opposed to these things. I just think that we could do a better job locally of doing most of it, right? You know what I mean? We can't do everything because we're not going to be able to produce everything at the price that we need to, not in the beginning anyway. Maybe if you keep going and keep growing there.
And our prime minister did warn everyone not to price gouge at the beginning of all this.
Yeah, that's right.
Trudeau did warn people not to price gouge, but one of the biggest offenders is our internet provider, Bell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, exactly.
You've got more customers than ever now because of the connection that we're looking for, and your rates are going up. When people are losing their jobs, your rates are going up. How much sense does that make? Now, who's going to slap their fingers?
Well, yeah, exactly. We got a question here now from Darcy Gabriel. It says, I was talking. Oh, I just missed it. What do we think of a meat tax?
A meat tax.
A meat tax. I know that's a something that's been promoted within certain plant-based vegan circles. I'm plant-based. Mostly vegetarian.
I can't say I've given up meat altogether, but
we see you, Darcy. We're trying to get there, buddy.
I don't have a problem with fish or chicken.
Yeah.
I know the chickens are here for the eggs as well, but I don't think I have a problem with fish or chicken. I think they're provided for food.
I don't know about. I don't know if I'm in favor personally of a meat tax because I think if we could do
meat or pork, like what meats are we talking about?
Well, I think it just means meat because meats there's a globally from a climate change perspective, there's some studies both ways, but one of the studies is that the meats like factory farming is producing methane, too much methane and carbon dioxide.
Yeah, they call it greenhouse gases.
Yeah, greenhouse gases, exactly right.
I don't like the name.
But I think
there's nothing wrong with greenhouses.
I think personally from that perspective, I think
Yeah.
small family farming needed to come back.
Yes.
Right? Because we don't have to tax the meat. Why don't we just have small family farmers, you know, that was, you know what I mean? That would, I don't know, like instead of like putting it, you can't tax everything. You know what I mean? And then like, I don't know. I don't think about, I like taxing meat. I don't think I agree with. I can't see the benefit of it. Even though you can educate.
Cut. I don't know. See, have you ever seen videos of slaughterhouses and stuff like that? They change your mind about that.
Oh yeah. I don't eat meat. I eat.
Yeah. I guess it's what you were educated in that area, maybe, because I remember watching the documentary on biofuels where they threw the whole cow into like a wood chipper,
Right.
fur and all, and it just mortified me. And it was for biofuels. And like, I mean, the animals need to exist here too.
Yeah, I agree. We need to respect the animals more. I think, Darcy, I think that's the thing, and I think your culture's. I think your culture is the way to show.
My dad hunted all his life.
What's that?
Deer. My dad hunted all our lives. He cut rabbits, deer. But I mean, it would feed the family. Nothing went to waste.
No, that's right. That's right. You know what I mean? And we cooked. Everybody cooked home back then too. It wasn't like you went out. We went out to restaurants, but it was. I always remember going out to like it was another family-run restaurant. You know what I mean? It was never. We never got a McDonald's on the north side until I was much older. You know what I mean? It didn't exist. So you went to like these little family shacks or pizza stores. You know what I mean? They were all local, which was great. We used to have 5 and 10 in City Mines, like. And then Walmart came, and once Walmart came, goodbye to everything else. It's like the big giant that crushes everything.
Honestly, that's a good point right there. This Darcy Gabriel. Government in UK is taxing the meat. It's a terrible idea. I agree. It is the carbon tax of the meat industry.
Yeah, I think I agree with Darcy.
Why aren't we taxing the industries that are doing that destruction instead of the people that are have no choice but to consume it or purchase it?
Well, that's it. That's the other thing, right? Like, why are we not all you do is tax them the way they're supposed to be taxed, right? All these billionaires that have all this stuff, you tax them the way.
It's like that term consumerism. Are you blaming the people for what you provide in the stores?
Yeah, well, that's it, right? I know they always say that, like, well, you know, because you drive a gas-powered car. It's like, well, I can't really get an EV yet. I don't have the cash for it, or I don't have the system for it yet, but I will eventually, right?
I buy what I can afford.
Yeah, exactly. So Darcy said they do that in the UK, I guess. They tax meat in the UK.
Yeah.
It's like a carbon tax. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think education.
Some weight into blaming the people in our purchasing.
Yeah, that's right.
Now that's blame and guilt, and we don't need that.
No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I think that if you want people to change their eating habits or eat healthier, and I'm not saying with or without meat, because you can be healthy either way. You can eat meat and be healthy if you do it.
Personal choice.
Yeah, that's right. But like, you just educate people on how to eat. You know, it's like if you go to the grocery store and you're picking up processed food, you know, like all the processed food from all the aisles in the freezer section, everything that's heavily processed.
Yes.
There's nothing in that.
It's not real food.
No, it's not food, right? And when you start cooking your own food, like I've been doing quite a while, I buy those the boxed meals, the kits that come in Good Food, and it's they just come. There's 3 2-portion meals, suppers, and it's all fresh food. It comes right from the garden, right into the box.
Fresh produce.
Yeah, instead of like going in between to another. So I mean, it's a little expensive. It's $63.80.
But healthier. Yeah.
But healthier, and then you get to cook again, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Darcy's with us. They're phasing out the dirty meat and bringing in the lab-grown meats and bugs. Oh, that sounds great.
See, and as the population grows and they want to consume more and more, we're going to have to treat them worse and worse to get that meat. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Our teeth aren't made for tearing meat. Our teeth are made for, like the cows, they're flat and they're for vegetation. They're not for tearing meat like a dog or a wolf. They got pointed fangs, right? Human beings have flat teeth. We're not meant to be pulling and tearing meat.
No, I mean, there are different parts of our species that are more prone to eating meat than others. and we can eat meat and do very well if we eat the right
We're
meat.
herbivores, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. But like we just can't be eating junk, right? Because you can be vegan and eat junk.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've done that. I've been vegan, and it's like, well, I'm going to go get vegan ice cream and vegan, but that's no good because I'm still eating processed foods, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So eating
I think that comes down to your income, because I know there's a lot of families here on the welfare system because of not having good incomes or whatever the case may be. We're all capable of falling on hard times, but they're not eating as healthy as they should because they're going to buy what they can afford.
Yeah, that's right. Well, here's an idea right here. It's like we just talked about Cape Bretoners opening up not factory farms like animal factory farms, but indoor farming, vertical farming, horticulture, agriculture, whatever type of whatever it is, indoor gardens. Why couldn't we not do up box meals for people that don't have money?
Well, yes, I think
right, enough food to say, okay, because that's what food does, right?
Why not a system where if you come in and volunteer your time to get in there and weed and get your fingers dirty, then you deserve the profits.
Yeah.
Of the food.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
If you're even if it's an hour of your time once a week that you can come in and help out for the food that's going to be provided to you. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly, right. There's got to be a way to do it. You know what I mean? So that it's not about money. It's about providing for the community.
No, we all
the same as Darcy. It's okay there, buddy. You can be carnivore, and I don't think anybody's gonna hold it against you. That's
100% pure carnivore.
Yeah, you can be.
I'm with 25 years with a man from Alberta who grew up on a dairy farm, and he loves his steak.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, see, he says Darcy says too. Especially he likes wild game, right? And that's not like I understand that from our Indigenous populations. That that is something that it's a part of their culture too. So it's it's something that is very important to them, right? I mean, it is it's part of their diet. Like I know a lot of people that hunt that are Indigenous, and it's like I don't personally. I used to when I was younger. I've hunted.
My dad did when we were growing up, and it was to save on food, and
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah. Exactly. To each their own. We're all trying to figure out the right way to do it. I don't know if there really is one. Same with the COVID crisis now. Nobody's got the right answers, the same answers.
No, that's right.
We all don't know how long it's going to last, who it's going to affect next. There's no discrimination with this pandemic. 50% of the population thinks it's caused on purpose, and I think the other 50 is thinking it's just a really bad flu.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's right.
Nobody knows the right answers. Nobody knows.
No, that's right. And even like for the future, that's not the idea. Isn't to know the right answers. The idea is to start a movement and measure it and test it and see how it works and change where necessary, right? And then we figure out, okay, like we don't want to have people in one of our Indigenous communities having 77.8% poverty level for children. That's not acceptable. You know what I mean? Like
that's unacceptable.
Yeah, because there is a systemic racism in that, and I know people won't argue that one, but there is systemic racism because our Indigenous cultures aren't given the same opportunities as everybody else.
No, and being Indigenous to this land, wow, shameful that is really to be put in a certain area and told you can exist there, but we're not going to give you clean water for years. You're going to have to fight for clean water.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
How horrible.
You know what? I'm gonna throw a shout out there, Darcy Gabriel. If you'd like to be on the show, you've got some stuff I'd really like to talk to you about. So if you want to be on a future one, you just say the word and we'll figure something out. Because he's got some good info. I've been reading his stuff here. He's like he's really involved. I think he likes the idea of localized. You know what I mean? Because we've got to bridge the gap with the Indigenous people too as individuals. Like I know people like, well, I didn't do anything. That doesn't matter if you did or you didn't do anything. What matters is you should be able to find a way to connect with your
we have to stop the separation of different cultures.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Because we all have to coexist on this planet.
Exactly.
And if instead of keep looking at what's going on this planet, my God, get out at night, look up at a clear, dark night and see all the stars. And do you not feel like whatever's going on this planet, even the guys that went to the moon said that all the chaos in the world existed on about a blue quarter in the distance from the moon.
Yeah, right.
And we've got to open our minds up, and we've got to look at it. Stop listening to other people telling you what to do. Your hearts and minds know what's right to do.
We have to coexist. That is the statement of the night, I think. We have to coexist. We have to coexist as a people. We have to coexist with the planet. We have to coexist with the creatures on the planet. We have to find balance, biological balance, so that our biospheres aren't being destroyed, and then we'll be happy.
And being the children being our future, before we end here, Wayne, the children being our future, can always keep that in mind, whether you have children or not.
Yeah, that's right.
And be aware of what they're seeing and witnessing, because it is their future, and they will make choices accordingly.
Yeah, exactly. Darcy Gabriel again. The lockdown is waking people up, and it really is. I mean, I can see it. I can see there's people that have new fire in their bellies again because they're tired of what
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. Cape Bretoners used to have fire in our bellies. We had big fires in our bellies. It was crazy, right? We wouldn't push it around.
Coming back. Creativity's coming back. Yeah, exactly. And aren't we the creators? That chair you're sitting here in Wayne wasn't made by the government. The home you're in, the vehicle you drive, they didn't make that.
Right. No, people.
We are the creators. We are the creators.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was really fun talking with you.
It was. It really was.
Well,
I knew it was going to be, because I knew we have a lot of similar views on a lot of things, and we can have good discussions, right? And having good discussions is critical for how we move forward. Not just you and I. It should be anybody that's within Cape Breton is like, oh, look at this. Thank you to Wayne and Pam from all viewers. This is becoming a popular platform to talk and come together. I'm happy to hear that, because that's what I want. That's what I'd like this to be. I'd like this to be somebody to come in and say, anybody at all that wants to come in and join. This movement is just come in and join. Give us the idea.
Hear more news like that. I want to hear more good things happening.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think social media. I know I'm probably running over here. Rebecca's probably I'm going to get in trouble. That's okay. I was going to say that social media though is giving us media back, right? It's like I'm in my loft right here right now that I just used to use for storage, and I've got a kitchen table and a computer set up, and it works, right? I can talk to. Right. I think it's Ripple Effects is 268,000 people is the potential.
Yeah.
So
we're all getting most of our news online as well now.
She said no, Rush. I'm only picking it up.
We're all getting our news, I think, for the most part online now, because I don't know. You're not sure ever with the TV news whether you're getting everything, all the truth.
Yeah, that's right. And there's bias in everything.
Yes.
You watch CNN, they're biased. They're Democrat biased.
Doing your research, and you know what's right and what's wrong. Our hearts and souls are telling us so, and George Floyd proved that. Our hearts and souls will tell us what's wrong and what's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the counselor's opinion.
There you go. He just counseled all the Cape Breton and Canada, and I think we have members from Scotland that watch and stuff too. Yeah, it gets everything.
Right on, I'm Scottish.
There you go. You're talking to your kin.
Hello, Scotland.
This is real talk. This is what it is. Yeah. But it was great to have you, Pam. I'm going to have you on again. You know that
Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, just a casual conversation and letting people share their opinions. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's going to ease our minds, I think, as we move forward.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely agree.
And everybody's supposed to check out that mental health section coming up tonight too.
Yes, exactly. 9:00 tonight. It's the Ann Edwards show. She's great. She's a mental health advocate. I mean, she's fabulous. Wonderful. I didn't know, because I tried to introduce her last time, but we got things got mixed up a bit, and she was on afterwards, and I tuned in, and oh my God, she's fabulous, because she's funny about it, and she's got stories. Yeah, she's very good.
There's a lot of us out there, and we've got to take that weight off of the police too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. For sure. Yeah. That's a whole other, for sure. Yeah. That's another conversation for next time. I think we'll can talk about next time. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks a lot, Wayne. I so appreciate your time. And again, congratulations to all our graduates, and thanks for having me.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Okay, Wayne.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you're still here? Oh, there we go. So there you go. Episode 5 of the Wayne O'Toole Show. I haven't got a guest for next week yet. I think I have a couple of ideas, and I'm trying hard to get them up because we have more weeks to come. But again, yeah. So 9 o'clock tonight, the Ann Edwards show. If you didn't watch it last week, she's fantastic. She is fantastic, and as an advocate for mental health, I mean, I couldn't recommend any better show to watch. So, but anyway, that's it for episode 5, and thank you to everybody, and happy graduation 2020. All right, goodbye.